What's going on, YouTube? I'm always back at it for the 67-day speaking challenge. Speaking for 67 days to make speaking a habit because it takes in between 21 and 66 days to build a habit. So I want to speak for 67 days so I make speaking a habit. Just repeating myself a little bit. I know I say this in like every video, but that's all right. I just want to reiterate that fact. And what I'd like to bring to you today is the 1 to 100 principle. And so this is how you grade yourself on a scale comparative to major players in the game, you could say. So 1 would be unskilled, and 100 is best in the world. So not really, it's really rare to be a 100. I don't even know if you can consider it to be a 100. Some people are 99s. You could take Warren Buffett, for example. That guy is a 99 in the business world, especially focusing on investing. That guy is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, investors of all time. His net worth is $67 billion. He's the third richest man in the world. He's done something right. That guy's a 99. And so you can look at this, and how you want to see this is it's easier in some fields to be a Warren Buffett, like a 99. You can't just go into the business world and become a 99 because it's so competitive that even if you did put in 14-hour or 100-hour work weeks, 14 hours a day, it would take you 50 years to get to Warren Buffett's level because that guy's been reading 400 to 1,000 pages a day for 50 years. So you become a 99, it just takes massive amounts of work. I'm going to repeat that, massive amounts of work. So you want to pick a niche. I talked about this in the Red versus Blue Oceans video that I did on like day 44 or something like that. Some markets are easier to dominate. So you want to pick a market that you're really good at naturally, and then you want to work very hard for that and then gain skill that way. So you want to improve on your spectrum 1 to 100. So if you're a 50, if you're average, you're making around $40,000 a year per se. If you're an 80, you're making around $70,000 a year. Where you get into the big money is when you become 95 plus, because there's money in every field. There's money in everything. And so if you're going to be really good at something, you're bound to end up with money. So it's more the question of what are you naturally good at. And that's, you go back to managing oneself with Peter Drucker. You have to find something that you're passionate for and how you can like impact people. And then you'll just run into money, I promise you. Can you tell my brother to turn off that music? Sorry, my brother's playing some music outside. I don't want to interrupt the video. But anyways, so and once you get really good at something, it's more how you can progress from, like that 80 to 100 zone. And like I said, 95 is where you make the money. So you want to pick something that's easier to dominate, work at it, and then you'll see a rise. And so I have a guy with me. His name's David Label. He's a really good high school football player, and I'm just gonna let him go off that.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Jake already introduced me. I'm David Label. I'm here to help Jake out with his 67-day challenge. What I'm here to say is just talk more about the 1 to 100 principle. So he was talking about how you could be like a 70, about making about $70,000 a year, or did he say 60? He said
70,000.
Okay, 80-something thousand. Okay, well, anyways, when we were talking earlier, he said that he would say that I was about an 85 in the football like spectrum. So that being said, I've worked my entire life to play high school football at the level that I did, starting from when I was just in fourth grade. So working 9 years to reach an 85. I could keep working, but maybe there's something that's better for me. Maybe football isn't the best choice for me. Maybe there's something that I could be better at naturally, just like Peter Drucker talked about in managing oneself. That you just need to find what you're the best at, and so maybe there's something out there that I could work and even be like a 95 to 99 kind of guy, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So it's the question of, what, and once you're really good at something like David, it's how are you going to push past that 85 point and get to the 95, because 95 is where you get really well known. If you're a 95 football player, you're probably a big D1 athlete going to be heading to the NFL. And so it's really hard to get to that level and progress. So how do you become a 95? Like I said earlier in the video, you have to pick something that's a little easier, because there's a lot of competitive fields out there. And so you don't want to compete against Warren Buffett. You don't want to compete against the 99s, because they'll destroy you in an instant. And so you want to, like I said, pick an easier market, dominate the niche, work very hard at it, and that's how you're going to be well known. That's how you're going to get the 99. That's how you're going to get there. And so the end goal is to progress at small margins at a time. You have to be realistic of where you are right now. I'm just starting out in the business world, but I tell you, I'm going to progress at a faster rate than almost everyone my age, because I know how to do it. I'm going to get to the 50 in college. That's one of my goals. I have an 18th month goal set already, so I can have I have a set amount of money that I want to gain before the end of my freshman year in college, and that's already set. So that's a step along this progress. By the time I'm out of college, I want to be further along on this, and then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get to that 99, and I'm pursuing the 99 in the business world, but I just know it's going to take a lot of time. But it's just something that there's this fuel burning deep inside of me, where I'm going to get there and no one's going to stop me. So that's where I'm at. I'm on this 1 to 100 spectrum, and I'm already getting started. So if you don't want to be in my dirt, in the dust behind me, you got to jump on it. Recognize this 1 to 100 principle. Be realistic of where you are, and then focus, set goals, progress, small margins. You don't want to gain too fast, because just as fast as you gain, you can lose it that easily. And so, back again, the 1 to 100 principle. We're about to sign out. David Label, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, just because you think like you can't be the best at something, maybe that thing might not be for you, but there's always something that you can do that somebody else cannot do as well as you can. That's what individualism is, and you can be good at something that nobody else can be good at. Maybe I can work for 9 years and be an 85 football player, but somebody else could possibly work for 2 years and be a 95 D1 big D lineman. It's just like how God made you and what you do with the talents that he's provided for you.
Yeah, definitely.